My talk is about critical thinking and child development. I'm going to make the case that Santa truthism will soften your brain and let weird things in that will mess you up. Santa truthism is defined as telling the Santa story as a true story. Weird stuff is defined as astrology, biorhythms, chemtrails, Dianetics, homeopathy, Holocaust denial, Bigfoot, fortune-telling, and a million other make-believe things that a lot of people believe are true but aren't. Children are scientists. They're trying to understand the world around them. Can I eat this? Can I jump on that? What happens if I push this glass off the edge of the table? They're noticing rules and patterns and applying them to new experiences. For example, I went to the beach with my family when I was 4, and we brought lunch. I had a pear and a sandwich. I dropped my pear in the sand, and my parents said, "Oh, go wash that off in the water." And I did. That worked great. But then I dropped my sandwich into the sand, and I learned you can't wash a sandwich like you can wash a pear. Children's days are full of lessons like this. Children from the age of 3 can appreciate stories. I grew up with a lot of stories. My dad would tell me Greek and Roman mythology, Grimm's fairy tales, Aesop's fables. He would tell me the plots of science fiction movies he had seen, like Day of the Trifid and War of the Worlds, The Incredible Shrinking Man. In our family, we told about the Tooth Fairy, and we told about Elijah sipping wine from the Passover table. But we always told those as stories. We didn't pretend that they were true. My family did, unfortunately, make 2 big mistakes with storytelling. And the first one took place when I asked my mom, "Why is there sand in my eyes when I wake up in the morning?" And she said, "Oh, well, that's because the Sandman comes. He comes through your window, and he sprinkles you with sand, and that makes you fall asleep and have dreams, and it makes you forget that he was ever there." And I think my mom was picturing, oh, Mr. Sandman from the Cordettes or something, but I had a different picture in my mind. What kind of creature comes through your bedroom window and messes with your memory, can seep right through the glass of the window? So my bedroom didn't feel so safe anymore. My mom saw I was scared, and she explained it was just a story. The other problem was when I was 8 and my dad read me To Build a Fire by Jack London. First of all, a man slowly freezing to death is very upsetting to an 8-year-old. And second of all, I didn't realize it was fiction. I thought, why doesn't that author put down his notebook and help that man? My dad wasn't trying to trick me. He didn't realize I thought it was a true story. In many families, it seems they try to prolong the period of Santa truthism for as many years as possible. In fact, the bursting of the Santa bubble is seen as some kind of bittersweet rite of passage. And we're not talking about just Mom, Dad, and Uncle Joe. Even the media is in on it. When a child is told that Santa is real, they enter a period I like to call any weird stuff could be true. Reindeer could fly. Every house could be visited in a single night. This creates a lifelong vulnerability to ideas that defy evidence and common sense. According to William Wellman, 1990, at age 3, children in their everyday talk discuss the contrast between pretense and reality. So why would we tell Santa as truth? Santa truthism softens the brain at a critical stage of development. Believing that any weird thing is true when you're a child leaves you open to believing that any weird thing is true when you're an adult. This is not charming, it's dangerous. Stories are great. Who doesn't love Die Hard or Elf or Harry Potter? Let's keep the stories, including the Santa stories, but let's tell the children, our youngest and most vulnerable scientists, the truth. So Santa isn't real, or is he? So it was July 2011. I was on a car rental van outside the Detroit airport, and sitting across from me was a large gentleman with a big white beard and a bright red sweater. I said, "Merry Christmas, sir?" And he said in a low, serious voice, "You recognized me." And he reached into his pocket and he handed me this coin, and it says on it, "You were caught being good." I leave you with this quote from Carl Sagan. To find the truth, we need imagination and skepticism both. We will not be afraid to speculate, but we will be careful to distinguish speculation from fact.